All right, welcome everyone. We're going to be looking at a Scratch project here called Gravity Done Right by Archmage. And we're just going to play around with the code that's in there already just to build our confidence and get our heads around Scratch and what we can do to make a little fun bouncing ball game. So when we hit the green flag here, we can see that there are some gravity physics that have been applied, and we've got a red bouncing ball that slowly loses momentum as it comes and bounces on this black log here until it runs out of bounce, freaks out a little bit at the end, and eventually comes to a stop. So we're going to have a bit of fun with this. We're going to go inside and tinker around. Now to get here, all you need to do is either search for Gravity Done Right by Archmage in the search bar at the top, or you can copy this URL, which is scratch.mit.edu/projects/58354. So let's go ahead and have a look inside. So here is the Scratch interface we'll be using. If we scroll down to the grav ball here and have that selected, we can see that this sprite contains this code. I'm just going to move these up so we can see what we're looking at. Essentially, we've got three when clicked. So three things are happening at the same time when we click this green go button. The first thing is it's setting the Y velocity to 0, this ball, and it's telling it to go to a position. So the Y velocity is our up and down. This is our Y over here, and it's telling it we want no velocity on it, and it's also to be set at this Y position 100, which is just about here. The next thing it's doing is a forever loop. These things will be doing the same thing over and over and over again until we close the program. And what it's saying is if, so an if statement here, if we're touching the ground, then do this. And if we scroll down here, we can see we've got our ground, which is just our black rectangle here. So if this red ball is touching this black ground, then do this. Set the Y velocity, which again is a variable that we're using, something that can change time and time again. If that variable, if we touch this black, then set this to negative 0.95. So every time it bounces, it's taking away some of that velocity, therefore losing that height of the bounce. So if we were to keep this at 1, we're going to have a bit of a play now. So I want you to change this to 1, and we'll hit enter. And if we hit play, what do you think is going to happen? Let's find out. So the velocity has been lost. We've essentially lost anything we can do with this black here. Let's try -1 and see what happens. So stop, play. So our velocity has been set to negative, and you may have noticed we're not actually losing any height whatsoever. When we had it set to negative 0.95, we were gradually losing velocity. But as we're set to -1, we're just bouncing straight back up again in the negative axis. When we were going positive, when we had that set to 1, it hit the black and went, okay, I'll go 1, boom, straight down. End of story. What do you think will happen if we set this to -2? Enter, let's find out. Boom, way too much velocity there. So when we've got to do little baby steps when we're working with our velocity here. So I want to hit stop, change this to maybe a 1.1, which means if we were doing a 1, we just go straight back up to where we were, but a 1.1 will gradually increase how much we bounce by. Let's have a look. What did I forget? That's right, the -1.1. So let's try that again. So we can see our bouncing ball gradually gets